Another edition of the Carton Show with my main man, Mr. Big Mac in the house. Big NBA trade. Anthony Davis has just been traded from Dallas to Washington, so his career just came to an end. We got a bunch of football stuff for you today. I have the answer for the New York Knicks if it's not Giannis. Going to walk you through that coming up as the trade deadline is now 27 hours away. So a flurry of trades expected to happen here in the next 25 hours. And we'll start off with what I'm not going to have a parade over it, but I'm also not upset about it. And I think it is a competent hire and puts a respected adult in the room. And a lot of people, especially over the last, 24, 36 hours, have questioned if the New York Jets have a competent adult in any room inside of Florham Park. But first, good afternoon, Big Mac. How are you today, bud?
What's going on, Craig? I'm good.
All right, so the New York Jets get an offensive coordinator, Frank Reich. Is Frank Reich the greatest offensive coordinator in the history of football? No, he is not. Is Frank Reich the greatest head coach in the history of football? No, he is not. Is Frank Reich a very competent, well-thought-of, offensive-minded coach in the NFL? You bet your ass he is. What's interesting about this, and what I like so much about the New York Jets hiring Frank Reich, has actually very little to do with Frank Reich, and has a lot more to do with what I can now see, or I guess I fingers crossed, I hope I see, with the New York Jets and what they decide to do this offseason. You don't bring Frank Reich in here to be the competent adult in the room and offensive coordinator unless you have a well-thought-out plan for who your quarterback is going to be, at least short-term. And that does not mean a Kirk Cousins, right? That means a guy like Malik Willis, maybe a guy like a Mac Jones, maybe a guy like... what was the kid's name in Tennessee with the big arm? Got hurt a lot, had a hot girlfriend, got replaced by Cam Ward. I'm blocking on his name. Someone will help me out. I'm looking at two guys that love sports, don't have the answer.
The guy in Tennessee this year?
The draft pick, the white kid.
He loved Mayo. He was a big mayonnaise
the Duke
guy.
Mayo guy.
Yeah, the Duke Mayo guy.
Well, whatever the hell that guy's name is. So, in other words, young quarterback who is not...
Levi. Why am I drawing a blank on
I don't know. I thought you were here for sports. I'm here for all the other stuff.
Will Levis.
See, bang. There you go. That's why we should have meetings before shows.
Yes.
And I'm not saying Will Levis is the answer. What I'm saying is you don't bring Frank Reich in unless you've had an internal conversation of what we want to do at quarterback until next year's draft. We're not getting a quarterback, in my opinion, in this year's draft. It's a bad quarterback draft. Let's load up on linebackers and tackles and other positions that we can now solidify for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Quarterback will come in next year's draft. But you don't hire a Frank Reich unless you think you are bringing in someone like those three guys I mentioned. Now, maybe it's not one of those three, but a quarterback like that. And what makes me happy about the Frank Reich deal today, again, I'm not moist about it. I'm not walking around my pants down going, we're winning a Super Bowl. But I do like the fact that I've got a competent coach in the building, a guy that has a track record with young quarterbacks and some level of success. He got the single greatest year out of Carson Wentz. He was going to be the MVP of the league that year. He got great football, not good football, out of Nick Foles. He got screwed in Indy because Andrew Luck said, I'm done playing football.
Yep.
But the guy is a competent quarterback-minded coach. And that tells me that an organization that has embarrassed itself time and time again, an organization that's in the front and center of a ridiculous story about their general manager the last day and a half, have a plan for this offense and a plan for who our quarterback is going to be, even Big Mac, if it's for a year. They have to have a plan, or there's no way Frank Reich, who doesn't need the money, comes out of NFL retirement, has not been in the NFL for 2 years now. He was at Stanford for the last year.
Yep.
That guy doesn't come back to the NFL, to the Jets, unless they convinced him we've got a legitimate plan for quarterback, and that alone makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a lot like, I guess I kind of agree with you. I mean, they're going to have a plan for quarterback, whether it's Frank Reich or anybody else. But I think this isn't a sexy name. It's very much like the Nagy hire. Like, it is a very competent.
I think that's fair.
Like, former head coach, worked with some young quarterbacks, has had some success in this league, adult in the room, the whole bit.
Yep.
Coaching experience to help, Aaron Glenn through his second year. I don't know how I view it through the lens of the quarterback. That's interesting.
You don't hire Frank Reich unless he's convinced that you're bringing a guy in that he thinks he can tutor to become at least a competent quarterback. I want to be clear.
You don't think he would want some level of stability like a Kirk Cousins to come in and say, at least I have a quarterback here I know I can work with, knows different offenses. I can, work with him, and I know I'm going to get a good year because let's be honest.
Yep.
Right? Now, if you're Frank Reich, and here's where I'll push back on you a little bit because I understand your point and I think it's a good one. But if you're Glenn, if you're Frank Reich, we're concerned about multi-years of this. We know that the Jets better win. Otherwise, you, me, we all expect heads to roll, firings to be made. They can't afford a project at quarterback and build this up. He's not going to have time to build anything.
I disagree with that. It's a great point.
Do you think
I think Frank Reich's a potential head coach in waiting.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that would make me happy.
Right.
Frank Reich has not been successful. And to be fair, look at the franchises he was the head coach of. You had the Colts, who lost their all-world quarterback, and you had the Carolina Panthers, who drafted a guy he didn't want, Bryce Young.
100%.
He wanted C.J. Stroud. Now, he's got to eat the bullet that Bryce Young played decent football this past year. I didn't see that coming. And yes, it's Bryce Young now 3 full years into an NFL career. So he had him, raw. So that might not be the fairest, thing to hang on Frank Reich's head. But I think part of the conversation, not from Aaron Glenn, of course, but from Darren Moogie, the GM, maybe from Woody Johnson, the owner, and anyone else involved, is, look, you've got a resume that Aaron Glenn does not have. We're kind of viewing you as an assistant head coach. It's quite famous now that Aaron Glenn's going to run the defense. No matter who you call coordinator, it's going to be his defense. So Aaron Glenn is turning over the offense to a guy that has called NFL offenses before with certain levels of success. Now, again, I'm not having a parade over it, but the Jets could have done a lot worse.
No doubt.
And Frank Reich, and I don't put my hand in other people's pockets, but Frank Reich has made enough money and is still being paid by enough places where Frank Reich could have decided to go buy a boat, move to Florida with his family, and not worry about football ever again. He decided that whatever the Jets were selling, he was willing to buy it. And I know Boomer was a part of that last night with a 3-4 hour dinner, whatever it was, and the other college roommates and very close friends, etc. But that means that the Jets are selling something privately that would make guys like me, Jet fans, and I know guys like you forget that the Jets exist. And this radio station at times, unless it's negative, forget that the Jets exist.
We haven't forgotten the last couple of days. We're well aware.
I'm sitting here going, again, I don't think Frank Reich's winning a title here.
No.
But I'm saying to myself, maybe the hiring of Frank Reich is the first step in many more steps of competent decisions. And then I start thinking about it going, man, Darren Moogie got a great return for Williams and Sauce. If I trust that guy to now draft well, maybe we're on to something here.
And you got some money in cap.
I got $87 million to spend against the cap. So there's no free agent I can't get if I'm willing to spend to get him. I've got, more first-round draft picks in the next 2 years than any team in football. And I'm starting to say to myself, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. The New York Jets might be on Monday Night Football again.
That's all it took, the Frank Reich hiring?
Might become a playoff team again. Not because we got Frank Reich, but because whatever we told Frank to convince him to come out of retirement for this job was enough to make that man tell his wife and children, we're moving to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's another side to that coin, unfortunately.
Oh, is that right, Mr. Naysayer, Mr. Negativity?
Listen, I hate to be
don't
the
rain
guy.
on my John Harbaugh parade.
Yes.
Go ahead. See, when the shoe's on the other foot.
Well, the other idea is like one last payday, knows it's not very long.
He doesn't need the money.
I understand that, but I'm just saying here's the issue though, because to me this is a hire of a coach who knows he can't take a chance on another coordinator. Right, let's at least, because again, reports have been conflicting on this particular subject over the last couple of days, but it sounded like, and for different ways, he either wanted to reach out to obviously Wink Martindale. That's a very competent, very long resume.
Yeah,
that's not taking a chance on a young defensive backs coach. That's going out and getting Wink Martindale. John Gruden. You told me he went out to reach out to John
Aaron
Gruden.
Glenn did, yes.
Aaron Glenn. So it sounds like to me, Aaron Glenn is no longer taking chances. He wants stability. He doesn't want to have the risk of a coach not knowing what he's doing or saying, have to look at Woody Johnson and say, I made a decision based on my gut feeling. No, I went to a proven Frank Reich has been a head coach in this league. I wanted to go to Wink Martindale. I tried John Gruden. So the idea that he's bringing in a veteran stable coach sounds like to me now a head coach who's fired everybody and is trying to say, hey, I'm trying to stem the tide. I'm going to bring in capable guys, which is a good decision.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more of let's just go that full, steady, capable. I would not be surprised if you see the veteran quarterback, the 1-year stopgap, waiting for next year. I would love to see a Malik Willis. I would love to see a young guy who could be the guy. But to me, Frank Reich's coming in here to be successful in 1 year. I can't envision whatever you think they sold him.
They sold him on something.
They didn't. You think they sold him on a 4-year plan?
I think they sold him. I think they sold him on. We'll go sign any quarterback that's available that you want us to sign because we believe in you. I know Jacoby Brissett's name was mentioned by Connor Hughes earlier today.
Yeah.
So a guy like that.
Jacoby Brissett for 1 year.
1 year.
We win.
$4.8 million.
We win, justify what we're doing. We've stabilized the franchise. Now we go draft a young quarterback and maybe we could start that process.
Yeah. Look,
but
I don't think Frank Reich.
But like this is all out. Frank Reich did not take this job in my estimation, nor did Aaron Glenn hiring him with the thought of, hey, we're going to have some time here. We're going to be able to figure it out. We'll bring in a project. We'll bring in whoever you want. I have a 3 or 4 year plan to build up the Jets. They better win now.
They're not winning now.
Yeah, but they're
not winning now.
Then they're not. They're not staying
Frank
around.
Reich didn't take a job that's going to probably make him the highest paid offensive coordinator in all football.
Yeah.
Meaning $5 or $6 million for the year.
Yeah.
That's my gut on it. That's not reported. It's my gut on it. Or else you don't take the job unless someone has said to him, I can't speak for Aaron Glenn. He may not make it. But we believe in your ability as an offensive coordinator where this is not a one and done. This is not a money grab. He don't need the money. So if you say to Frank Reich,
would take a quick $5-6 million for one more year of earnings.
No, they won't. Not. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I don't think this is a money grab. I think this is a situation where, and I don't know what they said to him. I'd love to find out.
I don't like the term money grab. I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying
you said
he's
a greedy bastard. Is what you just said.
Now you're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm just paraphrasing the words you use.
What I'm saying is the idea where it could be successful. I'm coming to the Jets. I am getting one more big payday. You just threw out the idea that he could be the highest paid offensive coordinator.
I'd be shocked if he's not.
So he's got power because we know they're looking for a head coach of the offense. So he's going to have power, complete control.
It's his offense.
It's his offense to run.
Yep.
He's going to be able to pick the quarterback like you said. Mm-hmm. And even if it fails and he has one last year of top earning, I'd be surprised he takes the job with the Jets thinking any promises could possibly be made. Because if they don't win, he's sticking around.
I also got to double check. I'm not sure what his contract states. I think the Panthers are still paying him. This might be offset language where
so
it doesn't matter what the Jets are paying him.
Unless it's more.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. But I believe he'll probably become, if not the highest, the second highest paid offensive coordinator in all football. In any event, the New York Jets got an offensive coordinator. The New York Knicks are on the clock. I've got a crazy name to throw out to you.
Really?
Yeah, crazy name. Because as I told you last week, I now don't think the Knicks are getting Giannis. Mm-hmm. And they win again last night. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive wins for the Knicks. So you guys counted out with your nonsensical negativity every single day in this radio station, which drives me crazy. You non-basketball fans who wake up in February and go, I think I should start talking basketball now. Leave it to the professionals. Thank you. But I've got a guy, if not Giannis. And it's a guy that I don't even like. But I'm desperate to win a damn NBA championship, man. I've got a guy that is reportedly available.
Okay.
All right.
Is this a big move where you're moving multiple pieces off the roster?
It is not.
It's a fine tweaking move.
It'll cost you a player that plays.
Okay.
It's not going to cost you. It's not going to cost you OG. It's not going to cost you, something like that.
Cat.
It's not going to cost you Cat.
Okay.
But I've got a guy that is apparently, reportedly, now available that I don't like, but would fit the New York Knicks perfectly.
Okay.
And I'm afraid, that's right, I'm a man who acknowledges he's afraid of something. That's what my therapist says, good for me, good for my soul.
Rocky 3 on the beat.
There you go. I'm afraid, Adrian. You want to hear? You want to hear? I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Rocky, you don't have to be afraid of nothing.
It's okay to be afraid. Not for me, it's not.
Not. In any event, I'm afraid that if we don't make a trade for him, one of our competitors will, and it'll create a situation that I don't want to face This is coming from a position of scared. Okay.
You want to trade for him mainly because you're afraid the Knicks
two things.
Competitors will.
One, I think he helps the Knicks win a championship.
Okay,
all
first
right?
and foremost.
And it's a short-term thing.
Okay.
He makes about $28 million, which the NBA world's not crazy.
Okay.
So it's an easy tradable contract, okay? If the Sixers got him, I become concerned about the Sixers. If Detroit got him, they're already a problem. They become a bigger problem. If the Celtics got him, they become a problem for me. And I want him, and I hate him. But I think...
Fascinating.
I think, and I'm saying this knowing that Leon Rose listens to this show, and my guy James Dolan listens to this show, the New York Knicks should make a trade for Draymond Green.
Oh...
Draymond Green's a pain in the ass.
He is.
Draymond Green's going to get double technicals. He's going to do stupid things. But Draymond Green off the bench for the Knicks as a defensive star that I need 0 offensive points from is a player that gives the Knicks a chance to win a title. And here's the problem. The Sixers are playing better basketball now, and Embiid is playing better basketball and healthy basketball now. Mm-hmm. If you put Draymond Green on the Sixers where he don't have to score with that lineup, that's a problem. If you put Draymond Green on Detroit, which is already the number 1 seed, on the Celtics, etc., it is a problem. The New York Knicks should go acquire Draymond Green.
That's interesting. I mean, their defense has improved during this 7-game win streak, no doubt, but that would dramatically improve their defense.
Off-the-bench defense. I don't need you to take a shot.
Yeah.
I got enough scoring.
Yeah.
I need you to be Draymond Green. You know, to win championships, every championship team has a guy like that, a glue guy like that.
Brings a little bit. He has the rings. He has the experience.
That's the guy I want.
He has the toughness. He has the little bit of crazy that you kind of.
And apparently, you saw the story this morning as well.
They're shopping him.
Golden State said Draymond Green's gettable.
Yeah.
Now, I think they want to use him to get Giannis.
He acknowledged it, that he would, his time, he would always look fondly. He understands it's a business. And he would go somewhere where he'd have a chance to win.
Yep.
And they could, you could throw out a defensive unit there.
Be the best defense in basketball.
It could be, right? Yep. You got Bridges, OG, him, and Mitch Robinson on the floor at the same time.
And the Garden would love him.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a reminder of Anthony Mason. Rest in peace.
Charles Oakley.
Yep. It's old school Knick basketball. Draymond Green would be a star at the Garden.
I think you hit onto something.
That's what I do.
I think I like this
That's why I leave the basketball talk to me and our guest Basketball Jones when he joins us. And everyone else that shows up in February like they watch basketball, and can tell me why.
Like all the college basketball fans in March?
Yeah, well, I do that too. Come March, I'm like, have you seen the backup point guard on Utah Valley State? That kid's a gamer. So we got lots cooking. 888-808.
I like that one.
1019, you're welcome.
What do you get? We'll delve into it as we go, but I'm curious what you think we'd have to give up for that.
I have a couple different packages.
They have
I don't want to bore you with it.
I don't know what what would be their motivation? Like you got the trades. They do have two sides. What are they looking for? What's their motivation? Would it be to help them? Because I don't think they can help them create room for Giannis if that's still even on the table for them. Minnesota's clearly going for it with Giannis.
Yep. As they should, because they have young players and picks.
Yep.
So in any event, we got lots cooking today. I did see, speaking of basketball, that there's a gal in the WNBA. I'm not going to claim to know her. I don't. Yeah. So all due respect, Cameron Brink. You know who she is?
I don't know who she is.
I think
I read the story.
She's taller. She's not like a little girl. She's not like a guard. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's a center, but she's much taller. She's a huge belly button, which the taller you are, the wider the belly button is.
That makes sense.
I noticed that. But she put an announcement today with TMZ. Did you see this, by the way?
I did. I saw the story.
You saw it? I'm fascinated by the story. So Cameron Brink says to TMZ in an interview that she would do Playboy if her fiance said yes. But I had maybe a unique question for Cameron Brink.
Mm-hmm.
Who asked you? Did your phone ring?
Maybe Playboy called her.
I don't think so.
No?
My gut is they didn't. Now, I know you've been in the SI body issue, and she's a very attractive gal, and obviously, is in great shape. She's a basketball player. But it's like the Chris Rock joke, right? When Jada Pinkett Smith was boycotting the Oscars, and Chris Rock said, it's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. That's kind of what I thought when Cameron Brink said she would do Playboy if her fiance said okay to it. And I'm like, nobody invited you to do it. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Is that what got him slapped at the Oscars, that joke?
I think so, yeah. I think it was the next year he went back and they were like still stewing the fact that he said, you're never going to be nominated for an Oscar. Like, who cares if you boycott it? You weren't invited.
Oh, my God.
But he made it reality.
But,
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe if he went to Playboy, I bet you they would do it as a WNBA player.
Yeah, but it's like when Playgirl came to me, offered me $10,000 to do the cover of Playgirl.
Right.
And I said yes, but at the time CBS said no. They didn't want me to do it. And I was like, I want to do it. Like, there's a lot of gay sports fans in New York, and let me be the poster child for them to enjoy themselves while they're listening to the radio. And I got in great shape. I was doing MMA workouts. I was boxing. I'm lifting weights. I was in like the best shape of my adult life. And then it kind of got ixnayed, and it didn't happen. It's one of the top 3 regrets of my entire 34-year career that I said no to Playgirl.
Well, you said yes. You were forced to say no.
Well, I said yes, and I was told we'd rather you not do it. So I wish I just had the stones to do it.
Yeah.
Like me as a poster child for gay sports fans? All rugged hunk of me? And
because you're not now.
Well, I'm saying, if Playgirl came back to me, now I say yes. I don't even ask the company.
You just do it.
Yeah, I put the same clause in the contract there.
Yeah.
No full frontal.
No.
That was my deal.
Okay.
I was not showing little Elvis out to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that's
all right. Well,
yeah. It was
just the backside?
I'll show you the contract one day.
Yeah, you know what I would love to see?
The cover is my naked bare ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta.
And that's a true story, by the way.
You need a great photo shoot of all the things you do around. You would just like bare ass with the flamethrower.
Yes,
bare ass slicing meat. Like all the great things you do.
Well, Playgirl, I know they're no longer a publication; they're an online thing now. If you want to revisit that 20 years later and have a much older Craig Carton on the cover, I am your Huckleberry. Gives me a reason to get back in shape. And you're right, naked flamethrowing, naked wood chopping. I mean, great.
Naked meat slicing, all of it. The whole thing. Yeah, just even eating jerky probably puts you in a weird.
Well, that's now getting a little crazy. Now I have a thing about eating without clothes on. I don't do it.
You don't eat naked?
I don't even eat topless. I have a problem with it.
So if you're at the pool or whatever.
If I'm going to eat, shirt goes on.
Shirt goes on.
Yep. Yep. I tell my kids that too. Like, Sonny comes to the dinner table, no shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm like, put it away.
Dinner table,
put it away.
Yeah.
Put a shirt on.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm eating.
Yeah.
So I refuse to eat without clothes on. It's a pet peeve of mine.
Even like on cruise ship ass? You're on a cruise ship?
I've never been on a cruise ship.
Oh, I'm just on vacation. You're at the beach. They bring over a thing.
Shirt.
Have some clams, oysters.
Shirt. You'll never see me eating without a shirt on.
I understand like the dinner table.
Yeah.
But
even if I'm at the pool.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we got wings at the pool. We got pina coladas.
Yeah.
Shirt on.
Okay.
That's right. That's how I roll. 888-808-1019. Here's Mike in Manhattan on the fan. Michael, how are you?
Hey, fellas, what's happening? Craig, you're talking about
for days.
Sorry. You're talking about the Jets, and I like Frank Reich. That's a great hire.
It's a good hire.
I like the Penn State quarterback, and I like the Iowa.
Stop. You don't like the Penn State quarterback. Nobody likes the Penn State quarterback. He sucks.
I do. I like him, and I like the.
Hold on. Did you watch? Hold on a second. Did you watch?
State quarterback. Wait a minute. Two more things. Craig.
Hold on. I'm not gonna hang up. I'm not gonna hang up on you for a second though. You watched Drew Allard play and thought of him as an NFL quarterback?
Yep, yes, I did.
Oh, my own.
I did the same thing with Bo Nix 2 years ago, but that's another story. But I got a question for you.
What?
In exactly 3 months will be the fourth time C-Mac dodged the Boomer Esiason biker tour for little Gunnar Esiason.
He's not
Four times. This will be the fourth time he dodged it. How many times can you dodge it before you feel guilty?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's a fair question. It's like the 5-borough bike tour. He raises money, obviously, for CF. Mm-hmm. Gunnar ain't little anymore, which is awesome. But I would say this, because as you are learning quickly, I'm home team. I'm Mr. Loyalty. All right? I will vouch for my partner, Big Mac, that he will ride in that 5-borough bike tour when Boomer goes 30 days without making fun of his weight. Because he doesn't deserve to have you on a bike raising money for his wonderful foundation if all he does is make fun of you. So if he can go 30 days, and I'll do one better.
That's going to be tough for him.
I'll do one better.
At least mentioning it. He might be able to not make fun of it necessarily, but he'll have a problem not mentioning.
He goes 30 days without mentioning or mocking your weight.
Okay.
I will fund your bike tour for his foundation.
Fantastic.
Done and done. I don't think he can, so you're off the hook.
I know. Well, last year it happened to fall on the same day as my son's communion, so I couldn't go. But that's part of
that's
ducking.
a reasonable excuse.
That's ducking it, apparently, to Eddie and Rockland, who's giving false names, by the way. So he can get on, 100%. I know Eddie very well. That's Eddie and Rockland.
Well, tell the producer so he doesn't put his call through.
Well, we can put his call through. Just say who it is.
Yeah, he likes Drew Allar.
Drew Allar, yeah. He last year there was some thoughts, and then he was terrible down the stretch of the season.
He's not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I mean it's
like Hackenberg was an NFL quarterback.
This time last year, there was a thought he could have been one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. This year, he is going in the 4th or 5th round.
I don't even think he gets drafted.
You don't think so?
I don't know. That kid, he might be a free agent pickup, and then maybe he makes a roster as like an emergency quarterback, a practice squad quarterback. But that kid is not an NFL quarterback, and what I saw, never will be. We got all your calls coming up, promise. 888-808-1019. Let's add a Chris Nice before the break, though. Chrissy, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Craig?
Doing great.
What's up, Chris?
Do you wear a shirt while you're eating fish tacos?
Only a tank top.
You wear a bib?
Yes. Well, look, depends on the fish taco. Sometimes you need a bib. Look, I was in college once.
What happened?
You
gotta love our audience.
You know the phone numbers.
Eating with shirt on. There we go. Fish tacos.
You know the phone numbers. We'll get your take on the Frank Reich hire. The Knicks going after Draymond Green. Super Bowl stuff. That's right. It is Super Bowl 60.
It is.
Only 4 days away, and a lot more coming up.